Hello, everybody. This is Ian Beckles, and welcome back to In the Trenches. In the words of Gene Deckerhoff, Bucs win, Bucs win, Bucs win. But Bucs ain't good. All right. This is, doing this podcast allows me to get this stuff off my chest. And listen, the Buccaneers are my team. I bleed orange. And this is the reality of it. The Bucs are 7-8 in a different situation. We wouldn't even be talking about the Buccaneers. We'd be talking about next year and the future of this Bucs with Kyle Trask and without Tom Brady, because there was interviews going on yesterday after the game with some of Tom Brady's ex. I think Rodney Harrison was interviewed, and he said he talked to Tom Brady and he doesn't believe Tom Brady's coming back. I don't know if Tom Brady's going to be playing next year. Personally, I don't think Tom Brady can go out like this. I don't think his brain will allow him to go out like this. Okay. Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl in his last year, not being able to throw the ball more than 30 yards. If Tom Brady is aging in front of us, I hope you see it, because Tom Brady hasn't completed a ball over 30 yards down the field in a minute. Now, he's swing passing to people, and they may end up in long passes, but Tom Brady hasn't really thrown a good ball down the field in a minute. Okay, I'm telling you that. And big win, victory is great, but you're down 10 points on the road to a bad football. Look, you're talking about an Arizona Cardinals team that is as one-dimensional as can be, and they got Marty McSorley's son playing quarterback, and he is like a bootleg Taysom Hill, okay? He's a lesser Taysom Hill. And you were down 10 points on the road to that guy. I love the win. It's a beautiful thing. But that's not conducive to making any noise in the playoffs. I hope you see that. The reality of it is, Mike Evans hasn't scored a touchdown since week 4. Everybody's going to say Brady does it again. Here comes another reality check. The Bucs have scored more than 20 points twice this year, I believe it is. Twice. 10 times the Buccaneers didn't score a touchdown in a half. 10 times this year. Go back to last year, people. I'm not sure the Buccaneers went any halves without not scoring a touchdown at all. 10 times this year, the Bucs have gone a whole half without scoring a touchdown. So we could keep on being optimistic about them getting into the playoffs and making noise, but I ain't going to do it. Not with my brain. My brain ain't going to do it. McSorley, that was his first start since his bowl game in college. You got to beat that team. You got to beat that team up. Remember the Bucs in the past when the Bucs and Monty Kiffin goes up against that guy? I don't care who's on our offense. We might run it every game. He won't be a drop. I guarantee it. The defense we have, you know what's funny? The defense is the best part of our team, unfortunately, because I don't think they're that great. Looking at the game yesterday, if you break down this team scientifically and you say, what does this team do well? I've been asking that question for a long time. What does this team do well? Do we rush the ball well? Do we pass the ball well? Do we have any deep passes? Are we good at short yardage? Are we good at protecting the passer? Are we good at pass rush? Are we good at stopping the run? Do we have playmakers on defense? I didn't say yes to any of those questions. Carlton Davis had a bunny, drops it. We have 1 sack all game by Nelson. He's unblocked. You let a snotty-nosed kid throw the ball that many times and you didn't touch him? Once again, we're celebrating a victory, but don't applaud the victory. I wouldn't applaud that victory. JTS, been very, 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 very tough on JTS. He's a first-round draft pick. I could not be tough on him, or you could watch him. I'm not sure he's not the worst football player I've seen in a minute. The other side of the ball, J.J. Watt, who's 64 years old, had, I think, 4 or 5 tackles for loss yesterday. Listen to this quickly, everybody. Joe Tryon-Schrank in his career, 4 tackles for loss. 4 tackles for loss. J.J. Watt had 4 or 5 yesterday. You're allowed to make plays, JTS. Okay? You're allowed to. Akeem Hicks, you're not good. The effort's not good. Once again, J.J. Watt plays the same position, and he's old, making plays. Julio Jones, my boys text me midway through the game, where's Julio Jones? I don't know, 2 catches maybe? I don't even know if it was that many. Julio Jones is not Julio Jones anymore. And Brady, I had Michael Clayton here watching the part of the game yesterday, and he's somewhat of a Tom Brady apologist. You know, a lot of times it was like, well, Mike Evans didn't run the right route. Well, for God's sakes, when has Brady put it in the right place? It's been a long time. The interception, Mike Evans, Brady said that's a bad throw. I don't care how bad that route was. That's a bad throw. When the ball travels more than 30 yards for Tom Brady in the last 6 weeks, it ain't tight no more. It's just not. Watch. When that ball goes over 30 yards, it gets wobbly, and it is a duck. It ain't good, no. I mean, we're watching him get old in front of us, and it's unfortunate. I think it was his first interception. The second he let that go, I go, uh-oh. You ever play Madden and you throw off the back foot and everything was like rushed? He did a whole lot of that. And they keep on saying, well, what if Brady, all you got to do is get Brady in the playoffs? I tell you what, 3 straight games with two plus interceptions. There's a lot of first-time evers going on, isn't there? Old Brady, you got a chance with anybody. This is not old Brady. This is not old Brady. I mean, 2nd and 1, we can't get a first down. You want that to go into the playoffs. And I'm going to be real with everybody, okay? The Bucs, I don't believe in luck. Bucs got a little lucky yesterday. Their big play defensively, they didn't do it. The Cardinals did that by themselves. In the overtime, I don't know about you, I wanted the Buccaneers to lose the coin toss. I didn't want the Bucs to get the ball. I wanted Arizona to get the ball because I didn't think their offense was worth a darn. And it turned out the right way, okay? Now, I like to listen to sports radio. I'm a big part of sports radio for years, and I still like to hear what everybody's saying. People are asking for Blaine Gabbert to be the quarterback. Let's stop wasting your breath, okay? You only have so many breaths. You're wasting them. Stop it. Blaine Gabbert's not going to be seen before the end of this year. Stop it. And I'll be shocked if I see him next year, all right? Let's stop talking about that, period. It's another thing let's stop doing. Let's stop saying let's run no huddle all the time. Like who? We don't have that much talent. So you're going to run no huddle and expect that makeshift offensive line to pass block all game long? Then you don't know much football. If you think they should run no huddle all the time, you don't know a whole lot about football. No huddle is something to keep people off balance, but if that's all you do, the advantage is not you. You're sitting there calling the play at the line of scrimmage. That's not to your advantage, all right? And this team is going to make the playoffs. I've been saying that for the last 4 weeks. They're going to make the playoffs just because, okay? In whatever the scenario is, this team's going to make the playoffs. So we're going to talk about aspirations. The Bucs' biggest win this year was Seattle at home. Seattle's not even playing that great. They're really not. And I expect the Bucs to beat them at home. And we talk about Brady coming back next year. I at this moment right now, I say there's a 0 chance Tom Brady comes back next year. 0. I just don't see it happening. And as a fan base, us Buccaneer fans, we shouldn't be happy about just winning the South, seriously. At the beginning of this year, at the beginning of last year, and 2 years ago, the aspirations were to get to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. The exact same thing was this year. This year was a bust. So I don't want to hear about let's be happy to be in the playoffs at 7 and 8. I don't want to hear about that crap, all right? And Tom Brady's at a point now where he's starting to lose his luster, if that makes any sense to everybody. When you're playing as bad as everybody else, boy, you better watch out when you chew an ass. It'll come back at you. And Tom better watch out now, because that ass chewing is going to come back at you soon, because Tom is playing as bad as anybody else. I don't care what you say. Tom is playing as bad as everybody else because that ball sometimes getting out too early. Applaud him for getting the ball out early, but that ball sometimes getting out too early. He's making sure he's not going to get hit, okay? And the long and short of it is this football team, the Buccaneers, they need a lot of breaks to beat Arizona. They need a lot of breaks to beat Arizona. Arizona's not good. They haven't beat anybody. They don't have that many players. They don't have that many weapons out there. And the Buccaneers don't have any. The Buccaneers don't either. They really don't. I'm sorry. We don't have a tight end. Mike Evans is a number 3 guy now. Chris Evans is the number 2 guy. Now I found out Leonard Fournette has a Liz Frank foot sprain. Worst injury I've ever had. That ain't going to be good going forward. We're putting the ball on the ground too much. It's just, we lost Josh Wells to a ruptured patella. Nah, I mean, we're down to our third left tackle, everybody. Carolina can rush it, man. They can rush it. So can Atlanta. I wouldn't pencil in nothing at this point. The Buccaneers got a lot of fighting to do, and I think that's a funny locker room. I think that locker room is funny because they're winning, but it ain't good. And when they watch that film today, I'm just telling everybody, Tom Brady's going to play as bad as anybody else on both sides of the ball. You can keep on saying he's pulling them out of it, but you know how you can win games without having to pull them out? Score more points. We don't score any points offensively. And that dink and dunk crap ain't going to work in the playoffs. I'm sorry. You're not going to throw the ball 2 yards a pop and think you're going to beat anybody in the playoffs that we're going to run into, okay? So, is it possible the Bucs turn this thing open around in 2 weeks? Yes. Is it likely? Probably not. This is what we have. This is what we've had all year. And don't be that person or that guy or gal that changes their sentiments. The Bucs play well. Oh, you see? We're good at that. We're good at that. All of a sudden, Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback in the league because he played one half good game. Get out of here. Stop it. The Buccaneers are what they have been for the last 15 weeks, and that's good enough to win 7 games against lesser talent, and that's about it. Let's hope. We're gonna make the playoffs. Anything is possible, but if I ask you out there, the optimistic ones, would you bet your house on the Buccaneers winning that first playoff game? Would you bet it? I would bet against it, unfortunately. Anybody wants to hit me up, it's Ian Beckles at radioinfluence.com. Please make sure you're listening to my other podcasts as well. And enjoy this, people. Like I said, enjoy it. Don't applaud it. Enjoy it because crazy things happen. But this would be a crazy thing if this team made it happen. It really would. Everybody enjoy the week and please be safe. Peace out.